And good evening, everyone, and welcome to Papago Park. Todd Garbison for Southwest Sports Network. It's play-by-play coverage in the 2017 Summer Classic, and we're underway in the Underclass Division Championship game. Got going just a little bit late, but teams had just moved over from earlier games, and so we were late getting lineups. But we're underway. So leadoff hitter Blake Benefield leading off for Memberberries. And on a 3-2 pitch, draws ball 4. It's a walk to get things started. And so Blake Benefield, the leadoff hitter, walks and heads to first base. It'll bring up Dylan McKee. It's the Memberberries and the 6-2-3 Breakers in the Underclass Division Championship game. First pitch to Dylan McKee, over for strike 1. And the next pitch misses low and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Originally scheduled for a 6:15 first pitch, and then tournament site changed to 6:30, but the umpires were ready to go, and when the umpires are ready, everybody has to be ready. So the first pitch officially across at 6:21 here on a Sunday night at Papago Park. Papago Baseball Complex, if you prefer. Next pitch is bounced in there on the count. 2 balls and a strike on Dylan McKee. The Memberberries batting 13 in today's championship ball game. And we'll get you through their order here, just getting it in the scorebook. Ink still drying, as they say, as the next pitch misses inside. 3-1 the count. So Benefield, the leadoff hitter, starts in left field. Dylan McKee bats second and plays third base. Then Joey Vasquez will hit third and start in center field. J.D. Madam is the first baseman. He bats fourth. And Xavier Gonzalez, the catcher, bats fifth, as that ball is fouled to the backstop and the count runs full. So back-to-back 3-2 counts to start the ball game. After Gonzalez, then Timmy Thetford is the starting pitcher. He bats sixth, and Dean Bittner bats seventh and plays second base. There's a ground ball hit sharply to short, out at second base, throw on to first, and in time, and that's a double play. Amy Garcia, the starting pitcher for 6-2-3 Breakers, a walk, but then pitcher's best friend, the double play ball, 6-4-3 on the double play to erase the base runner. And now the batter is Joey Vasquez. And a first pitch over the inside corner, strike 1. See if we can get through the rest of the Memberberries order. It's Dason Dush batting in the 8th spot. Then Dalton Zingali follows as that ball is popped up, and it'll drop foul on the count 0-2. Then Sean Hickey, Chris Zingali, Jax Doler, and Chandler Carter round out the order for the Memberberries, again batting 13. The 6-2-3 Breakers, of course, we'll give you their lineup when they come up in the bottom of the first inning, but they're batting 10 in today's championship ball game. Here comes the wind of the 2-strike pitch. And that'll miss away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Two outs, bases empty, just getting settled in here top of the first inning. And the 1-2. And that's hit into a right center field, and that's going to get between the outfielders. It'll be extra bases as Vasquez is on his way in, and he's standing up at second base. A 2-out double for Joey Vasquez, and it'll bring up J.D. Madam. Now, Underclass division with the wood bats, infield, and more so the outfield playing maybe a little bit shallow there, and so that ball driven in between the center fielder and the right fielder. So the first one to Medham is low for ball one. Now the set from Garcia as he looks back to second in the pitch. Misses outside, 2 balls and no strikes. 2 outs and a runner at second base in the top of the first. And the 2-0 pitch over for a strike, and it's 2-1. Garcia with a set. The next one misses high, 3 balls and a strike. Garcia's battery mate here in the championship game, Alex Contreras. And the next one is low and away, and it's ball 4. Second walk given up by Emmy Garcia here in the first. And now first and second with 2 outs for Xavier Gonzalez. Check of the runner at second and the pitch. And that's over for a strike. Yeah, pitch just off the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. Scoreless here in the top of the first inning. Couple of runners aboard for Memberberries. In fact, they had first base and nobody out to start the ball game, and a double play erased the base runners. That ball is fouled away, and they count 1-2. After that, a 2-out double from Joey Vasquez. Then J.D. Medham walked, and now it's Gonzalez at the plate with a 1-2 count. Now that ball line drive over the head of the second baseman into center field. Runner will be held at third base, and that'll load him up. It's a base hit for Gonzalez, and the batter will be Timmy Thetford. Thetford with a chance to do some damage and help his cause with the bases loaded and 2 outs. First one fouled off on the first base side, strike 1. No balls and 2 strikes on Thetford. With the bases loaded, Memberberries trying to jump in front in the top of the first inning, and time called. And Garcia into the line of the pitch. And a called third strike. Gets Thetford and ends the Memberberries threat in the first inning. No runs, 2 hits plus 2 walks. 3 runners left on base, and after half inning of play, Memberberries nothing, and the 6-2-3 Breakers coming up. Alex Palma leads off in the bottom of the first inning for 6-2-3 Breakers, and the first pitch is inside for ball 1. Another one inside. This time hits him, and so Palma is aboard. Hit by pitch to get things started. Palma Palma on at first base. The batter will be Tito Maldonado. So Palma, the leadoff hitter, is starting at second base. Maldonado in center field, and Emmy Garcia, the pitcher, will bat third. Hitting fourth, the catcher Alex Contreras. Rene Ortega, an extra hitter, bats fifth, and Jose Contreras is sixth and starts at third base. Batting seventh, the right fielder Rene Aguayo. Danny Bautista will bat eighth and play shortstop. Hitting ninth is the left fielder Rene Koss, and A.J. Moran, the first baseman, bats 10th. Throw over to first and the runner back. It is Timmy Thetford on the mound for Memberberries in the bottom of the first inning. And a pitch off the shin guard of the catcher, and to second base goes Palma. I don't know if he was crossed up or just not able to handle the pitch there. Either way, a runner goes to second base. Ball one on Tito Maldonado. And a slow ground ball, first base side, picked up, flipped to the pitcher, Thetford covering at first in time. 3-1 on the putout. Palma goes to third base on the ground ball, and the batter will be Emmy Garcia. Defensively for Memberberries, it's Blake Benefield in left field, Joey Vasquez in center field, and Dalton Zingali in right. That's the first one. The Garcia is on the inside corner for a strike. The infield for the Memberberries, it's Dylan McKee at third base, Sean Hickey at shortstop, Dean Bittner plays second, J.D. Medem is at first, and Xavier Gonzalez behind the plate catching Timmy Thetford. Next one over but low. 1 ball and 1 strike. It's a runner at third base and 1 out in the bottom of the first. No score. It's the Underclass Division Championship game of the 2017 Summer Classic put on by Southwest Wood Bat Classics. Next pitch is inside and low, and it's 2-1. Corner infielders in on the grass, middle infielders playing about halfway, just about in the baselines, but not all the way to the infield grass. Now given a little ground. Yeah, that pitch close, but called a ball. 3-1. And a pitch high for ball 4. Garcia walks and is aboard at first base, so the batter is Alex Contreras. No score in the bottom of the first inning. The set and the first pitch is low, ball 1. It's Palma aboard at third. He was hit by a pitch to start the ball game. Went to second on a pass ball. Moved to third on a slow ground ball off the bat of Maldonado. And then Garcia walked. Swing and a miss from Contreras, and the count 1-1. And the next pitch bounced in there. 2 balls and a strike. And a big swing and a miss, and it's 2-2. Front foot kind of came out there for Contreras. Everything kind of opened up and ended up off the ball. Try to zero it back in here. 2-2 the count on Contreras, with Garcia in his lead over at first base. The 2-2 is way inside as Contreras ducks under, and the count 3-2. Now we'll see what the Breakers do. Will they have Garcia take off from first base on a 3-2 count with 1 out? He does go, and the 3-2 pitch is low, ball 4. Breakers have loaded the bases without putting a bat on the ball, at least for their 3 base runners. A hit batter and 2 walks, and now a timeout from the Memberberries dugout. We play in the bottom of the first. There's no score. Renee Ortega in and ready. And the first pitch on the inside corner. Ortega takes it for strike 1. Next pitch low and in. 1 ball and 1 strike. Got a courtesy runner out there for the pitcher, Garcia. No jersey number for the runner, and the Breakers have 2 different players, Mike Sabino and Kim Wong. So it's one of the 2 of them, I believe, out there as a courtesy runner. But obviously, summer travel ball, not going to get announcements. Ground ball to third. They go home for an out and on to first base. And it's a double play. 5-2-3 double play. Turns the Breakers away in the bottom of the first. And after 1 inning of play, each team with their chances, but there's no score. Dean Bittner, the leadoff hitter for the Memberberries in the top of the second. And the first pitch misses for ball 1. It's Bittner, Dush, and Delton Zingali for the Memberberries in the top of the second. Again, each team with their chances as Memberberries, a couple of base hits and a couple of walks in the top of the first. But each team also with a double play. And so we are scoreless in the top of the second inning. 2-0 they count on Dean Bittner. We'll get you the defense here for the Breakers as Garcia goes to the line, and the 2-0 pitch is over but high, 3-0. So it's Koss in left, Maldonado in center, and Aguayo in right. And it's Jose Contreras at third, Bautista the shortstop, Palma at second, Moran at first. A pitch off the plate wide, and it's a 4-pitch walk to Bittner to start the second inning. That'll bring up Jason Dush. And then it's Alex Contreras, as I mentioned in the first inning. He's catching Garcia. First one misses for a ball. 5 in a row out of the strike zone to get it started here in the second inning. And that'll prompt a timeout. Jose Contreras and the shortstop Danny Bautista both in to talk to Garcia. It's a brief conversation, and they'll head back to their respective positions, and we'll get back to play. And there's a pitch over for a strike, and they count 1-1. And a curveball hits sharply off the mound. Nice play, though, and an out at second, on to first, a double play. Well, that's a pretty turnout there from the second baseman, Palma, to get it started. He had to field an awkward hop and just about back on the outfield grass. And then Bautista with a quick turn at the bag at second, on to Moran at first. The third double play between these 2 teams combined. It's a 4-6-3 double play, and again, that erases the base runner. So walk him and erase him on a double play. Second inning in a row that's happened. And now Dalton Zingali with a swing and a miss, strike 1. So that empties the bases. 2 outs in the top of the second, no score. And the next pitch off the plate, 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Sean Hickey next for the Memberberries. And the 1-1. This is high from Garcia. 2 balls and a strike. Garcia has given up 2 hits and 3 walks in an inning and 2/3, but he's also induced 2 double play balls. And there's a ground ball to the second baseman, Palma. Easier play this time, on to first base and in time, and the inning is over. After an inning and a half in the Underclass Division Championship game, there's no score. Jose Contreras, the leadoff hitter in the bottom of the second. First pitch low and away, ball one. It's Contreras, Aguayo, and Bautista for the 6-2-3 Breakers in the bottom of the second. And a pitch popped up into foul territory. Might be playable down there. Swirling around a little bit and just out of the reach of the third baseman, McKee. Go down for it down there, but not able to haul it in. And the count goes to 1-1. I'll say up front, and it's interesting in, again, the travel ball, summer tournament type things where the substitution is a little more free, where players can move in and out as far as the positions go, but it'll be just a little more challenging for the Memberberries because the jerseys are more of the, I guess you'd say, handmade variety, and so the numbers a little more difficult to pick up. There's a swing and a foul tip for a strike, and a count 1-2. So we'll do what we can to verify them as they go out to their positions, but if we misidentify a player, our apologies in advance. The 1-2. Again, off the end of the bat, fouled away. Contreras, the leadoff hitter for the Breakers in the bottom of the second, still scoreless in the Underclass championship game. The 1-2. That's a breaking ball that misses, and it's 2-2. Two balls, two strikes. Thetford ready, and a 2-2 pitch. And that's hit pretty well out to left field, and a diving try, and it's down. Dalton Zingali out in left field this inning, and not able to haul that one in, and Jose Contreras is at second with a leadoff double. And each of our 4 half innings, so top of the first, top of the second for the Berries, bottom of the first, now bottom of the second for the Breakers. The leadoff hitter has reached, but at this point, neither team has been able to put a run on the board. Here's Rene Aguayo. Fastball high, ball one. The set and the 1-0 pitch over for a strike and a nod from Aguayo. Knew it was a strike, and the count even at a ball and a strike with Contreras at second and nobody out in the bottom of the second. Now a swing and a foul tip for a strike, and the count 1-2. Wrapping up a 4-day tournament here, mostly at Papago Park. Started back on Thursday afternoon and into the evening. Had afternoon and evening games Friday, and then pretty much wall-to-wall yesterday and again today. That ball bounced in and to the backstop it goes. A wild pitch moves Contreras to third base. Two balls and two strikes the count. And a fastball, that's up and in, and that runs the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Aguayo with Bautista next for the Breakers here in the bottom of the second. Here's the set from Thetford in the pitch. Got him in the fist there, but fought it off, and a ball into left field. An RBI base hit from Rene Aguayo, and the 6-2-3 Breakers take a 1-0 lead. So double start of the inning, a wild pitch moved the runner to third, and now a solid single into left field brings in the first run of the ball game, and now Bautista will try to keep it going. Runner started to take off and then stopped about a third of the way down. Pitch to Bautista misses for ball one. Rene Koss next for the Breakers. This one misses for a ball. 2-0 the count. Teams had failed to convert as the throw goes to first and the runner back. But teams had failed to convert in the first inning and a half. But here in the bottom of the second, the Breakers get on the board, a double. And then a wild pitch and then an RBI single. Pop up over the backstop and out of play. And they count 2-1. Pitch for a strike, 2-2 the count. And a pitch inside to run the count full, 3-2. And now ball 4 to Bautista, so it keeps going here for the Breakers. First 3 have reached as Koss will come to the plate. Said first 3 have reached, the first one has already scored. It's first and second and nobody out as we play in the bottom of the second. First one to Koss, bounced in, ball 1, blocked nicely there by Gonzalez to keep the runners held at their respective bases. It's Aguayo at second, Bautista at first. Now the bunch shown, Koss pulled the bat back and takes strike 1. Next one lowered away, 2 balls and a strike. The ball fouled off, 2-2 the count. Runners take off, throw down the third base line, and knock down there. It's a strikeout of Koss. That's the first out of the inning, but Aguayo and Bautista taken off on a double steal. And a nice play by the third baseman, McKee, to keep that ball from going down the line. That would have played it a run. Now second and third with 1 out for A.J. Moran. Ball fouled off the backstop. Leadoff hitter in the Breakers lineup, Alex Palma next here in the second inning. 2 aboard with 1 out, a run in. Swing and a miss, and they count 1-2. Fastball misses inside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. The set from Thetford and the pitch. That's over, but it's low and it's 3-2. Thetford working quickly here in the 3-2 pitch. And that's foul down the right field line, out of play. Second and third with one out, a run in for the Breakers in the bottom of the second. They lead the Memberberries 1-0. Here comes another 3-2 pitch. And that's bounced in, ball 4. Second walk of the inning, the 4th overall, given up by Timmy Thetford. He's also hit a batter, but still a pitch away from getting him out of further trouble. If he can get another ground ball double play. Got one to get out of the first inning. And in desperate need of one here in the second. Facing the leadoff hitter in the lineup, Alex Palma, and the first pitch is outside, ball 1. Corner infielders in on the grass, middle infielders back at double play depth. Trying to turn one that way. It'll be tough with the leadoff hitter up there, and that ball bounced in and blocked by Gonzalez, and it's 2-0. Breakers lead it 1-0 in the bottom of the second, trying to add on. And helped out a little bit there. Palma goes after a pitch that's up out of the strike zone, and the count 2-1. Fastball off the plate, 3-1 the count, and the base is loaded, so nowhere to put Palma. Ball 4 forces in a run. And there's a ground ball off the glove of the third baseman. Sidearm throw to first is in time. Throw back across the diamond is not in time, so a run is in for the Breakers, and they lead 2-0. It's an RBI ground down for Palma, scoring Aguayo. Bautista to third, Moran to second. And the batter is Tito Maldonado. Maldonado bats with a couple of men in scoring position and 2 outs in the bottom of the second. And the first pitch is inside, just about got him. It's ball 1. Maldonado grounded out his first time up, rolled one slowly over on the right side of the first baseman, Madam, who tossed to Thetford covering. And the 1-0 pitch. Near the outside corner, a strike, and it's 1-1. And a line drive, and caught by the second baseman as Bittner goes airborne to bring that one in, save a hit, and probably 2 runs, 1 for sure. And Bittner lays out to make the catch and end the Breakers' second inning. As it is, 6-2-3 Breakers get 2 runs on 2 base hits and a couple of walks in the inning. They leave 2 runners on base after 2 innings of play. It's the Breakers 2 and the Memberberries nothing. Sean Hickey leads out for the Memberberries in the top of the third. And the first pitch misses for ball 1. Chris Zingali and Jack Stoller follow for Memberberries in the third. First pitch over for a strike. Or the next one, I guess I should say. 1-1 they count. And Hickey helps him out there, swinging at a pitch up out of the strike zone. 1-2 the count. Garcia with a 1-2 pitch. And that one's fouled to the backstop. Still a ball and 2 strikes. Two hits and 3 walks for Memberberries in the first 2 innings, but no runs to show for it. Pitch is inside, 2-2 the count. A 6-4-3 erased a base runner at a double play in the first inning, and then a 4-6-3 double play in the second, erased a runner. And a swing and a miss. Hickey strikes out, 1 away in the inning. Second strikeout for Emmy Garcia. And it brings up Chris Zingali. Check swing and a foul ball off the screen on the first base side for a strike. The 1-strike pitch. And that's a line drive, and that's into left field. That's going to go all the way to the fence. It'll be extra bases. Chris Zingali will trot it to second base. And it's a 1-out double. Pitch over for a strike to Jax Joller. And next pitch looked pretty good. Called the ball, 1-1. Memberberries went 2-0-1 in pool play. The Breakers, the only team in the Underclass division that finished at a perfect 3-0. Tardy swing there, and they count 1-2. And another swing and a miss, and Doller strikes out. 2 away in the inning. Third strikeout for Garcia. And now Garcia will go after Chandler Carter. First pitch low, ball 1. A double from Chris Zingali, the third hit of the day for the Memberberries, but again, nothing on the in the run column. It's over for a strike, and it's 1-1. Still one more game coming up tonight. This is the only field going here at Papago. That ball grounded foul on the first base line, and it's 1-2. But this is the only field with lights here at the Papago Baseball Complex, and so got this one going in the championship game. Then the third and fourth place teams will play in a consolation game later on tonight. Swing and a miss and a strikeout, so Garcia gets 3 strikeouts in the third. Also 1 double surrendered. That runner left at second after 2.5. Memberberries trail the Breakers 2-0. 3, 4, and 5 of the order for the Breakers in the bottom of the third. Emmy Garcia takes high for a ball, and a new pitcher out there for the Memberberries. Dylan McKee now on the mound. And a pitch over for a strike, and the count 1-1. Next one bounced in there, and it's 2 balls and a strike. The unofficial line then for Timmy Thetford, we'll give that to you here after the 2-1 pitch. That's a line drive and a base hit into right field. Might have had a chance at first base, but didn't come up throwing there. So Garcia with a base hit, lifted for a courtesy runner. Again, it's either Sabino or Wong for the Breakers. But now here's Alex Contreras. And Contreras with a hard shot past the third baseman into left field. And the first 2 aboard with McKee vacating third base. Joey Vasquez is now in at third base. Didn't have much of a chance there. Good effort, but ball got on him and past him in a hurry. So back-to-back base hits to begin the third inning, and the batter, Rene Ortega. And a fly ball hit well out to left field, but that's caught for out number 1. Breakers not wasting any time here, going after pitches. I think that might be Thetford now in left field, but his starting pitching line then, 2 innings pitched, 2 hits allowed, 2 runs both earned, 4 walks, 1 strikeout, 1 hit batter. Now Jose Contreras, who doubled and scored in the second, takes off the plate, ball 1. Now we'll get a runner for the catcher Contreras. And this is P.J. Romero running at first base. Swing and a miss for a strike, 2-1, make it to 1-1 on Contreras. 2 aboard with 1 out in the bottom of the third. Breakers leading Memberberries 2-0. And McKee with a turn back to second, and base runner way off the base, but neither middle infielder near the bag, so no play. And there's a ball lifted out to just the outfield grass. It's the shortstop Hickey there to make the catch, and that's out number 2. Now 2 away for Rene Aguayo. Rene with an RBI single, his first time up. Also came around to score a run for the Breakers in the second. 2 on and 2 out, bottom of the third, 2-0 Breakers. Runner from second with a big jump, swing and a miss, throw down to third, and boy, that throw right into the glove of Vasquez. Short hopped it, but right into the glove, and it looked as though might have slid right into the tag, with the base umpire there says safe. And so the Breakers successful on a double steal. Takes away the force play, puts another runner in scoring position. And a breaking ball over for a strike. Nothing in 2 on Aguayo. McKee with a set and the pitch. And a swing and a miss. Aguayo strikes out, and that ends the inning for the Breakers. No runs, a couple of hits, 2 runners left on. Breakers have now left 6 runners on through 3 innings, but after 3, they maintain a 2-0 lead. Top of the order for Memberberries in the top of the fourth. Blake Benefield leads off. And the first pitch outside, ball one. Benefield, McKee, and Vasquez scheduled for Memberberries in the fourth. I mentioned earlier they went 2-0-1 in pool play to get to this Underclass Division Championship game. Had a couple of pool wins, one over Arizona Pro Gray, 13-5. They beat the Devils 8-6. And then just before this championship game, had their tie. That was with Gauchos Black. It was a 6-6 final in that one. But still 2-0-1, good enough. Runs against, I guess, is probably the next tiebreaker, but good enough in the categories to get into this championship game. Again, only one team went 3-0, and that's the opponent today, the 6-2-3 Breakers. 2-2 now they count on Benefield, who walked to start the ballgame. The 2-2. A sharp ground ball, and that's through the second baseman, Palma, and into right field. Benefield going to try for second, and he'll be in ahead of the throw. So an E4 starts it for the Memberberries in the top of the fourth. We'll see if they can capitalize here as Dylan McKee steps in. First ball popped up, and that's just over the first base dugout, out of play, strike one. Top of the fourth inning from Papago Baseball Complex in Phoenix. Todd Garbison for Southwest Sports Network. It's the 2017 Summer Classic. We're in the Underclass Division. It's the championship game in this tournament put on by Southwest Woodbat Classics. The one strike pitch. Low and away, 1 ball and 1 strike. Next pitch misses for a ball, and it's 2-1. And a pitch on the inside corner, and it's 2-2. McKee bounced into a double play his first time up. Trying to at least move that runner here, the 2-2, and a sharp ground ball will move the runner. Palma makes the play and throws on to Moran at first. A 4-3 ground out, but again hit behind the base runner, allows Benefield to go from second to third. First base runner to third base of the ball game for Memberberries, and now Joey Vasquez will be the first one to have a chance to try to bring him home. Vasquez with a double his first time up. First one bounced in, and then Contreras takes that one into mask as it bounced well in front of home plate for ball one. Over for a strike, and it's 1-1. Jaime Garcia trying to pitch around an error that started off this top of the fourth inning. The 1-1. And a high chopper that'll get the run home. Palma fields, pumps once and throws to first base, and in time. Still an RBI ground out, 4-3 on the scoring play as Benefield scores. Memberberries on the board in the top of the fourth inning, and the deficit cut in half. It's now 2-1. And now J.D. Madam will try to get it started with the bases empty and 2 outs. And that first one fouled out of play down the right side, strike 1. Pitch over the outside corner, a strike, and it's 0-2.
Hey, here we go, JD. Find some grass now.
And a ground ball up the middle, fielded by Bautista near the bag, on to first base in time. And a 6-3 ground out finishes the Memberberries fourth. But in the top of the fourth inning, Memberberries get an unearned run. No hits, 1 error, nobody left, and after 3.5. Memberberries trail the 6-2-3 Breakers 2-1. Danny Bautista going after the first pitch. It's a pop-up, and it's Hickey on the outfield grass again with a catch. 1 pitch and 1 out in the bottom of inning number 4. And the batter is Rene Koss. Ball foul to the backstop, strike 1. And a pitch over for a strike, and it's 0-2. McKee gave up a couple of base hits to start his outing in the bottom of the third, but came back nicely. And was retired the first hitter here in the fourth. That ball down the right field line, but foul and out of the reach of the first baseman, met him. But after the back-to-back base hits, McKee got a fly ball to left, a pop out to the shortstop, and a strikeout to end the third. And now a pop out to the shortstop. Hickey starts the bottom of the fourth, so 4 in a row retired, and he's ahead of Rene Koss, 0-2. And the 0-2 pitch. And a breaking ball got him, a swing and a miss. And a strikeout, 2 away in the inning, and the second strikeout for Dylan McKee. And the batter is A.J. Moran. First one just misses for a ball. And a slow ground ball. This will be Hickey. Picks it up and on to Madam at first base. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for the first time in the ball game. We've completed 4 from Papago. Breakers lead the Memberberries 2-1. As we head to the 5th inning, Xavier Gonzalez steps to the plate for Memberberries, and he faces a new pitcher from the 6-2-3 Breakers. Rene Ortega takes over and fires a fastball over for strike 1. Ortega on in place of Emmy Garcia, who moved over to first base. Next one misses and goes to the backstop with a count 1-1. Gonzalez at the plate had a base hit his first time up, was stranded at first, part of a bases loaded situation for the Memberberries in the top of the first inning. The unofficial line for Emmy Garcia, the starter for the Breakers. He went 4 innings, allowed 3 hits, 1 run that was unearned. Walked 2 and struck out 4. A fly ball, center field, and put away there for out number 1. Maldonado out there in center field lost his footing as he was drifting back a little bit there at the end of the play, but was able to hang on. Now the batter, Timmy Thetford. First pitch for a strike. And a breaking ball over for a strike, and it's 0-2. Memberberries trailing 2-1, batting in the top of the fifth. The 0-2. This is outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. The wind to the 1-2. Just off the plate, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a foul tip into the glove and a strikeout. Thetford is out number 2. That's the first strikeout for Rene Ortega. And now we'll face Dean Bittner. Bittner with a walk back in the second inning. Trying to get it going with 2 outs. And takes the first pitch low, ball 1. Pitch near the outside corner, a called strike, and it's 1-1. And the 1-1 pitch. That's on the outside corner, a strike, 1-2. Ortega into the wind of the 1-2 pitch. And a big breaking ball, stays high, 2-2. And the 2-2 pitch. Just misses for a ball, 3-2. And Ortega back to it, the 3-2 pitch. And I got him a swing and a miss and a strikeout. Back-to-back strikeouts ends the top of the 5th inning. And for the Memberberries, they go up and down in order after the Breakers do the same in the bottom of the 4th. We've played 4.5, and the Memberberries trail the 6-2-3 Breakers 2-1. Alex Palma, the leadoff hitter, here in the bottom of the 5th, takes strike 1. Fouled off, and it's 0-2. Palma, Maldonado, and Garcia for the Breakers in the 5th.
He made 2 great barehanded plays at third. His swing is very high and tight. It's he's not in the zone very long, but he has a good arm. He made a couple nice plays.
There, and that's a tip into the glove, and Palma strikes out. McKee retires the leadoff hitter in the 5th. That's the 3rd strikeout for Dylan McKee and the 4th overall for Memberberries pitching. Now Tito Maldonado. Maldonado with a swing and a miss for a strike. Yeah, that's foul to the backstop, and it's 0-2. Skipped in there, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Pitch off the plate, 2-2 the count.
Found a glove in a bag of seeds and he's like, "Keep at it." Sebastian's got over $200 worth of.
And next one off the plate, 3-2 the count.
He's got a pro stock Marucci that's over 100+ feet. Has a $30 first baseball. I'm like, I just don't understand.
And a swing and a miss. Maldonado out on strikes. So McKee has come in and has done a nice job. He's retired 8 straight now after giving up a couple of base hits to start the bottom of the third. Retired the last 3 hitters in the third, 3 up, 3 down, fourth, and now the first 2 of the fifth. Facing Emmy Garcia. And Garcia sends a ground ball out. It's stopped by the bag and on to first. Not in time. That's a pretty play by the shortstop Hickey. It'll go as an infield base hit for Garcia, his second hit. Garcia also with a walk, so he's been on base all 3 times here in this championship game. And the batter is Alex Contreras. Contreras has been aboard his first 2 times up, a walk in the first, a single in the third. Trying to keep it going here in the fifth, turn and a throw to first and the runner back. 2-1 our score in the bottom of the 5th inning. The Breakers lead the Memberberries. Pitch over the inside corner, a strike to Contreras. Rene Ortega will be next for the Breakers. Throw over to first. This time the throw gets away. Magnum will give chase. Going to take the turn around second, try for third. The throw across on the relay, and it is not in time. So 2-base error on the pickoff attempt at first base. First error of the ball game for Memberberries. Breakers also with an error. They had one in the top of the 4th that led to an unearned run. And a runner at third and 2 away. And a ground ball to short. Picked up and on to first base. And the pickoff throw, errant pickoff throw, does not hurt as Palma make it Hickey. Throws out Contreras at first base. In the 5th inning for the Breakers, no runs on 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 runner left. After 5, it's still the Breakers 2 and the Memberberries 1. 8, 9, and 10 in the order for Memberberries in the 6th. Ethan Dush takes ball 1. Swing and a miss, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Moving along here, top of the 6th inning in the Underclass Division Championship game of the 2017 Summer Classic. It's a swing and a miss for a strike, and it's 1-2. Pitch off the plate, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tayson grounded into a double play his first time up. And the 2-2. And it's on the outside corner, a called third strike. First out of the 6th inning, and that's the 3rd straight strikeout for Rene Ortega. Got the final 2 hitters in the 5th on strikeouts, and now a strikeout to begin the 6th as he goes after Dalton Zingali. Swinging a foul ball. That's a maybe off the plate umpire. Breakers with a couple of runs in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Memberberries with 1 unearned run in the top of the 4th, and that's been it. It's bounced in, and a count 1-1. Dalton grounded out to end the 2nd inning, trying to get it started here. Again, it's just a one-run ball game, so tying run at the plate for the Berries here in the 6th. It's over for a strike, and it's 1-2. Sean Hickey is next for Memberberries. The 1-2 pitch. And it's way up and in. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pitch over, but high, 3-2. And I think Zingali might have thought he had taken strike 3. Like he took a step toward the dugout. But stayed in the box to 3-2. And that's over the outside corner for a called third strike. Now Sean Hickey bats. That's 4 strikeouts for Ortega and 8 for Breakers pitching, as Emmy Garcia, the starter, went 4 innings and struck out 4. And Hickey with a swing and a miss, strike 1. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. And next one low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2 outs, bases empty, top of the 6th. Memberberries trailing 6-2-3 Breakers, 2-1. The 1-2. Popped up over the backstop, out of play. Ortega has come in and retired all 5 hitters he has faced, trying to get the 6th here in Sean Hickey. That's inside, off the glove of the catcher Contreras into the backstop, 2-2. If Hickey can reach, Chris Zingali will bat here in the 6th. If not, he'll lead off the 7th for Memberberries. And that ball the other way. Punch just over the head of the third baseman Contreras into left field. And Hickey with a base hit. First base runner to reach against Rene Ortega. And sure enough, he will face Chris Zingali here in the 6th. It's a 2-1 score here in the 6th inning. Chris Zingali with a double his first time up. Now the tying run aboard at first and the go-ahead run at the plate. First pitch misses low for a ball. Now the set from Ortega, and the pitch, and a swing and a miss. It's 1-1. Ortega checks the runner at first and sets the 1-1 pitch. And that one's fouled straight back. It's 1-2. Jackson Doler next for Memberberries in the 6th. The 1-2. Popped up. Contreras in foul territory there to make the play, and that will end the inning. 2-out base hit for Memberberries in the top of the 6th, but the runner left at first base, and after 5.5, it's still 2-1. Rene Ortega leads off for the Breakers in the bottom of the 6th. And a curveball catches the inside corner for strike 1. Ortega 0 for 2. He's bounced into a 5-2-3 double play, and he's also hit a fly ball to left field. There's a ground ball to third. Grabbed there, and a throw over to first. Picked out by the first baseman. Adam, one away. 5-3 ground out gets us started here in the sixth. And now the batter, Jose Contreras. It's the Underclass Division Championship game of the 2017 Summer Classic. Contreras with a double and a run, and then he popped out to the shortstop. 1 for 2 today. I mentioned the Breakers, the only team that went 3-0 through pool play. There's a ground ball over on the right side, and that's through. The second baseman, Bittner, dove for it, got a piece of it, but it rolls into the outfield. It's a one-out hit for Contreras, his second of this championship game, and it brings up Rene Aguayo. But the Breakers then beat Arizona Future Stars 5-4. They beat the Demons 10-4. And they shut out Gauchos Red 10-0 the final in the game they played earlier today. First one to Aguayo, low and away for ball one. Rene with an RBI single in the second inning, then he struck out to end the third. 2-1 our score, bottom of the sixth inning. Breakers got 2 runs in the bottom of the second inning. Memberberries answered with an unearned run in the top of the fourth, and that's been it so far. Now 2 balls and no strikes. Bautista next for the Breakers. And a ball sent to the backstop, 2-1 the count. Ground ball sent up the middle, tap of the bag at second, and a throw on to first base. And that is in time. Hickey with the force unassisted at second. And then on to first base for the double play, and that ends the inning. No runs, a hit, and nobody left. We'll go to the seventh, still 2-1. Jack Stoller going after the first pitch. It's a fair ball, and Garcia there to field and tap the bag. 1 pitch and 1 out. That may be a little interesting there in a 1-run ball game in the seventh, going after the first pitch, but Stoller made contact, got it down the line, but Garcia right there to pick it up. Now Chandler Carter. And Carter fouls off a pitch, strike 1. Ortega with a 1-strike pitch. A swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. And the 0-2. And that's a grounder foul, first base side. And another 0-2. Off the plate, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Blake Benefield next for Memberberries in the seventh. And a swing and a miss. Carter strikes out, 2 away in the inning, and that's strikeout number 5 for Rene Ortega in 2 2/3. And now Blake Benefield, who walked in the first, reached on an error and scored the lone run of the game for Memberberries in the fourth. And that ball bunted and picked up as Benefield was trying to get on any way he could, and Ortega dives head first back toward home plate and picks it up, and that ends the inning and the ball game. 2-1 is our final as the 6-2-3 Breakers beat Memberberries in this championship game. We'll get you the totals here for Memberberries: 1 run on 4 hits, 1 error, and 5 runners left on. For the 6-2-3 Breakers, 2 runs on 6 hits, 1 error, and 7 runners left on base. Emmy Garcia gets the win. Timmy Thetford takes the loss for Memberberries, and so that will do it as the 6-2-3 Breakers are the champions in the Underclass division of the 2017 Summer Classic. So that will do it. Again, our final score, it's the 6-2-3 Breakers 2 and Memberberries 1 from Papago Baseball Complex. Todd Garbison for Southwest Sports Network saying so long, and we hope to talk to you again soon.